Hey, what's going on, everyone? Good Sunday morning to you. Thought I'd give you guys a quick update. What's going on with the weather today? I do apologize for not getting to you folks yesterday evening, but I did want to make just one quick video this morning. It's just a pretty active morning with a lot of rain riding up the southeastern portion of the country. So, good morning to you all. I am in Gatlinburg for you folks who do not know. It's kind of right in the middle of our trip. But wanted to give you guys a quick update. This is not going to be crisp. I'm looking at my wife's laptop, but I'm going to give you guys some pretty good information here. We're going to fly through it pretty quick. Definitely not going to be a 30-minute video, probably more so 5 minutes or so. But we're going to start off by looking at the Storm Prediction Center for today. So this runs between now and the next 24 hours. We do have a slight risk right here. I mean, it's really confined to the Carolina coastline. I do expect some storms that are capable of producing a tornado, especially later on this afternoon. And there is that 5% risk of a tornado if you look really closely within 25 miles in any given location. So the Brown area right here, which does include Charleston, up to Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, all the way up through the Outer Banks, you do have that 5% risk of a tornado. There will be a chance for winds too. We're not going to focus too much on that. I mean, the winds are just, flat out driven by a high ankematic environment, just due to the fact you got a strong low pressure riding really close to the coastline. This was originally going to ride into the Carolinas, and it still might. We don't quite know because the low pressure is still centered off to the south and southwest, but there is that risk. Hail threat today, less than 5%, not going to really be an issue today. So let's take a look at the HRRR model for the Carolinas for today. I'm going to try to, like I said, this is not going to be crisp at all. I don't think y'all expected that, but this is starting off, about midway this morning. Let's go on and switch that. So this is if you're confused about the time, there's a time right here, and there's another time area right here, but that's in Zulu. So, I understand most people aren't going to understand Zulu time, but look right here, we're in Eastern time. And if we keep this going, as you can tell, there's a ton of rain. I mean, it's raining like crazy back in my house in Columbia. It's already picked up about a half an inch of rain. But you see the yellows and the oranges and the reds. That's very heavy rain. If we keep this going, we're getting into this afternoon. Most of the heavy rain begins to shift into North Carolina. But if you notice right down in here, there's kind of some openings right here. I mean, that's probably not good. Some of these are going to be in the form of storms right in here. There's going to be a sector of ingredients that certainly support that tornado risk. So we keep this going, and these are the storms I'm most concerned about right into here. This is getting into about 7 p.m. tonight. Sun's already down, so if you're vacationing in Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, those areas, I would really, be aware of these storms right into here. I definitely think there will be a threat, and I would not be surprised if we have a tornado warning or two. Now, we were lucky last night in Florida. I didn't hear of any big time threats of tornadoes, so hopefully that'll be the common theme leading into this evening and this afternoon. But you keep this going 8, 9 p.m. You gotta watch for these little clusters of storms. You see this storm right here? It has that kidney bean look right here. That's what we worry about right here with the rotating thunderstorms. So could be some kind of semi-discrete supercells that fly through the eastern Carolinas. And this is tonight too. I mean, this is getting closer to midnight, and we do need to watch extreme southeast Virginia too. Very heavy last push of rain moves in. And then check out behind this. Start to see a wintry mix in the mountains tomorrow morning. Some pinks initially, and then we move further, and then this piece of energy blasts down out from the northwest as this really kickstarts a pretty, I would say, a moderate northwest flow event. Now up for West Virginia, I would call this a higher end northwest flow snow event, where you guys are going to get several inches of snow. There's actually winter storm watches up for West Virginia. No winter weather watches up right now for the North Carolina, Tennessee mountains, but I do think that'll change later on. But this is around 4 p.m. tomorrow. We got snow flying around and heavier bursts of snow in the higher elevations of Tennessee, North Carolina, even in the Cumberland Plateau, back here in eastern and central Kentucky, West Virginia, of course, and southwest Virginia. And you keep this going, you'll just get round after round. By the time you get into tomorrow evening, this is tomorrow evening. Yes, it is. Another burst of heavy snow moves through West Virginia. I think that'll really add up. And then just some leftover snow. And then this is as far out as it goes. It's still snowing in the West Virginia mountains. Even some snow showers drifting around in the southern apps as we're getting into the middle of the night, Monday night. You know, how much, as far as the winds, are we going to expect? This is the blend of all, no, this is the blend of all models. I'm just going to roll with this just because the National Weather Services disagree with one another and the graphic looks really just bad. But if you look right here, I said this was going to be 5 minutes, and here we are already past 5 minutes. But if you look right into here, you got that 30, 40 mile per hour wind gust right up to here. We got some 60 mile per hour wind gusts in the Outer Banks, and even some very breezy conditions in the central Carolinas. You know, 20, 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts are possible. And, you know, you're looking at the significant tornado parameter, which, you know, it just says, you know, the higher these numbers, like there's a 1 right over Wilmington, the higher these numbers, the better the ingredients for a tornado. And it's not very high, but it does spike, if you will, right basically from Myrtle Beach to Wilmington, right into the Outer Banks region later this evening. So we need to be aware of that. And then we talk about rain. Some of this has already fell. Now, I mean, you're going to get a ton of rain very quickly. I mean, I do worry about storm surge, some onshore flow for sure, several inches of rain, coastal flooding. It's going to be a big deal. There's a tight gradient of this rain. Atlanta, if you need that rain today, you know, I think your guys are going to get kind of screwed, not going to lie, not going to get a whole lot, but you start to work your way east, several inches of rain in all of these areas. Just kind of find where you are on the map right here. A lot of rain expected. And then we look at the snow, guys. I mean, the back end snow is pretty impressive for West Virginia for sure. Somebody could sneak in, you know, 10, 12 inches of snow in West Virginia. And just a few inches of snow in these higher mountaintops, 3,500 feet up or higher in these southern apps. You know, I'm in Gatlinburg. We don't know what we're going to do. We're leaning on just going home tomorrow. You know, could get a dusting of snow where I'm at, you know, maybe an inch, I mean, if we're lucky. But I do want to talk about my folks in the Ohio Valley as this system kind of blasts through. Really tomorrow, this is tomorrow morning, we're going to have a hefty lake effect snow event off the southern tip of Lake Michigan. So if you live in southwest areas of Michigan, northern Indiana, I mean, this is going to put some snow on the ground, you know, a week before Christmas. So, you know, maybe it'll hang around. Not sure how much snow are you going to get. I would get much more detailed on this if I just had everything with me. But, hey, baby. Ohio, Kentucky, I mean, some big-time snow, just bursts of snow tomorrow. Some of it can be convective in nature. It'll create whiteout conditions. I mean, down into Kentucky, Louisville, I mean, Dayton, Columbus, you know, eastern Kentucky, you know, just burst of snow. I mean, this is getting into tomorrow evening. Yeah, and it just keeps popping off right here off this lake effect snow event going on, like I said, in southwest Michigan, places like that. So how much snow? I mean, a hefty event. But look at outside that lake effect snow region. I mean, you know, just a dusting an inch, you know, eastern Kentucky, enough to make the ground white, the National Weather Service is saying. So we talk about in the Northeast, and I'll go over this kind of quick just because this is getting more so into overnight, but the rain overspreads the entire Northeast, New England, overnight tonight. We're waking up tomorrow morning, just a good old rain, heavy rain in New York State. I mean, even in the higher elevations of Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, this is just rain. And it just becomes a wind-driven rain, and then the concerns for power outages start to arise tomorrow morning. And yeah, and then this moves on out. We're starting to get into Monday night, overnight. But you know, you look at the winds, and I do apologize. I don't have the rain graphic pulled up for the Northeast, just realized it. But these are predicted winds from the National Weather Service in southern New England. Look at Long Island, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, top end speed predicted. Yeah, southeast Mass, Rhode Island. So definitely a strong nor'easter will go to our folks in Maine. And dang, it kind of flipped on me. Here we go. And yeah, the down east areas of Maine going to get hit hard. Coastal regions of Maine hit very hard. So that's all I got, guys. Probably going to be the only update that I do on this video. This will probably take 3 years to upload anyways, but that's all I got. You guys have a great day.